Jake Kuzak.
Ready or not, here we come. Rise for the rulers. You were in the presence of a legendary movement, made for the greatness, tested and proven. And we fired up the level on revolution. Yeah, get louder. Whole city round up, jumping out the gate. He's going to do it. Douglas world gold
in a championship record time.
Douglas with silver.
Here comes Alonzi.
Reaches in for silver. Think charging hard at the end.
The United States take the silver.
Sticks in there for bronze.
We'll do it all again for the C finals. 800 freestyle to kick things off. 100 breaststroke. Those are semi-finals, so only the top 16 qualified into the semi-finals. And then we're looking for the next group out of those. That's the top 8 that we're hunting for. And then the 200 butterfly. On the heels of that, a B final into the A final, into the 50 backstroke. From the far end, the splash and dash of the backstroke variety, into the 400 individual medley. A pretty abrupt change of pace from the 50s, but star-studded is an understatement in the 4IM. And then we round out our first flight with the final of the women's and men's 100 freestyle. Swim fans, make some noise for our first final. It's the men's 800 freestyle. Introducing our finalists in lane one, a three-time North Carolina High School state champ in the 500 from Swim Mac Carolina, Santi Alzate. Lane two, five-time Mexican collegiate national champion from Mexico, Daniel Subiro Grillo. Lane three, the reigning 800 freestyle Olympic gold medalist from California Aquatics, Daniel Whiffin. Lane 4, 2023 world champion in the 400 free from Australia, Sam Short. Lane 5, the two-time reigning Olympic gold medalist in the 1500 from St. Petersburg Aquatics, Bobby Fink. Lane 6, the West Juniors champion in the 1650 from the Sandpipers of Nevada, Gabriel Jett. Lane 7, a three-time champion at last year's Canadian Open from Swimming Canada, Aiden Kirk. And in lane 8, a two-time Asian Games open water bronze medalist from Missouri, Florida Aquatics, Lev Sharaponov. Final of the men's 800.
Take your marks.
Men's 800 freestyle, again, mixing things up at the Tier Pro this year. Prelims, finals in the 800. If you thought it was hard to do it once, imagine doing it twice. Most of these guys swam prelims. A few of them have other races this evening. Who's who of some of the fastest 800 freestylers in history are in the water right now. Sam Short, fifth fastest man in history in this event, and he is out quick. Short, 54.54 on the opening 100 meters. Whiffin in second at a 56.1. Fink, the 10th fastest man in world history. Whiffin, the 7th fastest, and Short, the 5th fastest. Top three of the top 10 fastest in history here in Westmont at this Tier Pro swim stop. 150 meters in, 1:23.05. Short is out after it. He's already built himself almost 3 seconds of lead on Whiffin and Fink. And now we've seen Whiffin and we've seen Fink have incredible late speed. But you don't want to give someone like Sam Short a few body lengths lead, especially as he has that international speed that can sustain all the way through to the finish. He's out 1:52.02, maybe about 0.6 of a second off of his lifetime best pace of 7:37.76. Short, the Australian, a world championship gold medal at the World Championships in Fukuoka, Japan in 2023. a handful of other medals to his career, including silver in the 400 at last year's World Championships in Singapore. He continues to outpace the field at the 250. Fink and Whiffen continuing to hold even with each other. And then Saborio Grillo in lane 2. Holding on to 4th is battling with McIntosh of the Sandpipers in Nevada in lane 6. So we're alternating from the middle of the pool. And we're coming up on the halfway point at the next turn for Short. When he went that lifetime best at 7:37, the 5th fastest swim in history, he was out in a 3:47.12. So we'll check his split here. We could be in for something pretty historic as one of the fastest swims in history if his pace can hold all the way through. Let's check the 400 split, 3:47.94, only 0.8 of a second off of his PR. The Aussie is moving. Fink in second at a 3:56.69, and then 4:001 for Whiffen in third. Whiffen's got to worry about Saborio Grillo in lane 2. Grillo has pulled within about 2 seconds of Whiffen in that battle for 3rd place. And Aiden Kirk of Swimming Canada in lane 7 has jumped up into the conversation, sitting now in 5th, but not that far off of Saborio Grillo and Whiffen. But it's Sam Short. Short continues to just build this lead on, like I mentioned, some of the best to ever do it. And Short's making them look like they're swimming still. 4:46.14 at the 500-meter mark, continuing to be within a second of his lifetime best. Down to 250 meters remaining for Short at a 5:15. Actually pulling up on his PR time now. Fink 5:27.32. Fastest in the world this year is Whiffen. He was a 7:50.37. At Short's current pace, he's going to be the fastest in the world in 2026 by 10 plus seconds easily. So Sam Short continues to push the pace. The Australian (6:14.21) at the 650. Right now trending right at a 7:39, maybe a 7:40, which would be the fastest in the world by almost 10 full seconds. He's down to that beautiful sound of 100 meters to go, 700 in. The Aussie 6:43.75. This is a fantastic performance for Sam. Sam Short won his PR back in 2023. The closest he's been to it is a 7:40.9 in June of last year. And he is going to run away with it. Check out Samuel Short, the Australian who went in 8:03.28 and looked super comfortable doing it, is going to run away with it and in style. 7:40.98. The third fastest performance of his career, fastest in the world in 2026 by almost 10 full seconds. And Short continues to get faster and faster. Fink in second at a 7:58.35, and third will go to Whiffen at an 8:07.21. A huge swim for Samuel Short, and ladies and gentlemen, it's official. That is a new Pro Swim Series record, breaking his own mark by 4 seconds. Going to 7:40.98. And that's one of the top 35 performances in world history here at the TYR Pro in Westmont.
Fastest time in the world this year by about 10 seconds. Sam, you took a lead right out of the gate. You looked happy with the finish. What were you happiest with?
Didn't expect to go 7:40, but I had no doubt Bobby was going to go sub 8 minutes. So when I saw I had that gap, I thought I was on for a pretty good time. Just try to use my speed early on, to be honest, because I think if I was next to Bobby or Dan the last 50, no matter how bad they were hurting, they could probably beat me. So yeah, it paid off. I'm super happy with that. Fast I've been in season for forever, so getting back to that 2023 form.
How motivating is it to have Olympic champions in the pool next to you?
Oh, it's awesome. That's why I come here to race. I was so stoked to be in the field with them. We get some of that in Australia, but nowhere near as deep. I got the 200 free tomorrow. Probably gonna have to do like one of the fastest heat swims of my life just to get through to the finals. So, it's just great race practice.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first semifinal of the women's 100 breaststroke in lane 1 from Northwestern, Taya Nikolova. Lane 2 from YMCA of the Northwest, Skylar Zuliger. Lane 3 from Valparaiso Swim Club, Maddie Morith. Lane 4 from Tennessee Aquatics, Mona McSherry. Lane 5 from Argentina, Macarena Ceballos. Lane 6 from Beach Cities Alpha, Gabby Rose. Lane 7 from the University of Buffalo, Pina Dunmes. And in lane 8 from Nutria Aquatics, Riley McNeil. Semifinal 1 of the women's 100 breaststroke. Women's 100 breaststroke took a 1:13.52 to earn your way into the semifinals. Mona McSherry, second fastest in the morning. She was a 1:07.01 right on where she would want to be in the morning swim. 1:05.51, her lifetime best, came at the Olympic Games in Paris a year and a half ago. At the 50, it's McSherry. 31.62, Morith in second at a 31.81. Morith, who was a 1:10.35, missed a lifetime best by just about a second, but she's under that PR pace, trying to get back under 1:10 yet again in her career. Ceballos of Argentina in lane 5, out in a 32.2, 5/10 of a second back at the 50. You see where McSherry really does some damage in the 100, pushing the pace late and pulling away from the rest of the field. A body length lead on some world-class talent. McSherry's going to take it. 1:07.04, almost equaling her time from this morning. 0.03 of a second difference. Ceballos in the second, the Argentinian a 1:08.62, and third goes to Morith at a 1:09.69, back under 1:10. Your top three, we'll see how they stack up against the next semifinal momentarily. Need a coaching rep from Pleasanton Seahawks to the resolution desk, please. On our way to the second semifinal, introducing your swimmers in lane 1 from Nitro Swimming, Aliana Marakovich. Lane 2 from Mexico, Melissa Rodriguez. Lane 3, North Carolina Aquatic Club, Skylar Smith. Your top seed in 4 from New York Athletic Club, Kate Douglas. Lane 5 out of Swimming Canada, Sophie Angus. Lane 6 from the Fast Swim Team, Bria Larson. 7 is out of New Wave Swim Team, Kim Ruiz. And in lane 8 from Swimming Canada, Camila Blanchard. Second semifinal of the women's 100 breaststroke.
Take your marks.
Top seed Kate Douglas, 1:06.69 in the prelims. That was the fastest time in the world in this young 2026. Douglas, no shock that she's one of the fastest in the world. The 200 breaststroke Olympic gold medalist looking to strike gold in this event. She's got to make it to the final and already off to a quick start. Half a body length lead on the rest of this semifinal field as they hit the 50-meter mark. 31:15 for Douglas. A strong opening 50 right on 106 low pace for Douglas. 107.04 for McSherry, the top time in the first semifinal. Douglas's lead half a second on the North Carolina Aquatic Club Skylar Smith in lane 3. Sophie Angus, the Canadian, in lane 5 was in third at a 32:21 at the 50. But it's all Kate Douglas, one of the most dominant sprinters in the world today. Some dexterity like you wouldn't believe across multiple events. She's going to win it. How fast is she going? How about a 106.41? She'll be right back in lane 4 tomorrow night as your top seed in the women's 100 breaststroke. Angus in second at a 108.27 and a 108.41 for Skylar Smith in third. Your qualifiers in the women's 100 breaststroke on the scoreboard now. Douglas, McSherry, Angus, Smith, Sabajos, Moritz, Rose, and Rodriguez all appearing in tomorrow night's final of the women's 100 breaststroke. Current time 6:24. Now introducing your semifinal number 1 on the men's 100 breaststroke. In lane 1, Swimming Canada's Finley Knox. Lane 2 from FMC Aquatic, it's Garrett Clausen. Lane 3, Texas Ford Aquatics, Luke Barr. Lane 4 from Northwestern University, Josh Staples. Lane 5, MA Swim Academy's Michael Andrew. Lane 6, Tennessee Aquatics, Michael Hooley. Lane 7, from Swimming Canada, Apollo Hess. And in lane 8, Indiana Swim Club's Brian Penzie. Semifinal 1 of the men's 100 breaststroke.
Take your marks.
Pretty stout field of speed in the prelims. Not easy to get a second swim. 102.69 for a semifinal appearance. We got to find the top 8. How many will come out of this first semifinal? Michael Andrew, the American record holder in lane number 5, was a 101.78 in the prelims. He's got a slight edge, maybe. Michael Hooley of Tennessee Aquatics, the 25-year-old, does take the lead at the 50. 27.95 for Hooley. He was a 101.98 in the prelims, has been 100.21, knocking on the sub-1 minute door for a few swims, trying to break through to the other side. Here comes Josh Staples, the 22-year-old of Northwestern, in lane 4. Has some really impressive late speed, as does Luke Barr of Texas Ford Aquatics in lane 3. These guys are both trying to get on the same level as Michael Andrew. Can Andrew hold him off late? There's the touch. It is Luke Barr. 100.67, 400ths ahead of Andrew. Michael Andrew a 100.71, and then Josh Staples a 100.98, rounding out your top 3 here in semi number 1. It's time for semifinal number 2 of the men's 100 breaststroke. Introducing your swimmers in lane 1 from Auburn University, Uroš Ivanović. Lane 2 from Mexico, Andres Puente Bustamante. Lane 3, Indiana Swim Club's Josh Matheny. Top seed in 4 from New York Athletic Club, Jack Kelly. Lane 5, Nashville Aquatic Club's Ian Call. Lane 6 from Cardinal Aquatics, Denis Petrosov. Lane 7 from Pinnacle Racing, AJ Pouch. And in lane 8 from Laker Swim, Reeve McMeeking. Second semifinal of the men's 100 breaststroke.
Take your marks.
$100.87. The only guy to get under 101 is in the middle of the pool. Next, Jack Kelly, who has been as quick as 59.72. He did that at the U.S. Open at the end of last year. He won the 200 breaststroke at the U.S. Open and has only been getting faster and faster over the last few years. We'll check the splits at the 50. It's Kelly in the lead, 27.61. He's on sub 1 minute pace. Could he go even faster this evening than his top time this morning of 1:00.87? Only 3 guys in the world have been under 1 minute this year. Petrosov in lane 6, one of those 3. He was in 3rd at the 50. Petrosov trying to push late to catch up to the lead of Kelly. Here they come to the finish. And it'll be Jack Kelly, and it'll be a sub 1 minute performance. 59.97. 4th fastest man in the world this year. Fastest on our evening. And he'll be your top seed heading into tomorrow night's final of the men's 100 breaststroke. Petrosov in 1:00.05. He's in 2nd in the heat, and Matheny in 3rd at a 1:00.20. Rounding out the top 3 in this second semifinal. 3 very quick swims to round it out. Expect for those to be right back in the middle of the pool tomorrow night. And there are your qualifiers for tomorrow night's final of the men's 100 breaststroke. Jack Kelly, your top seed. Petrosov, Matheny, Barr, Andrew, Call, Staples, and Clausen all in for a second swim. Gentlemen, current time is 6:31. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions. We continue on with our evening. Next event number 13, women's 200 butterfly. We start with our B final.
Take your marks.
B finalists in the water. Zoe Renty of Toronto Swim Club in 1. Sophia Para of Swim Mac Carolina in 2. Dominika Kozakolska of Firestone Akron Swim Team is in lane 3. Lindsay Forbo of FMC Aquatic, she's in lane 4. Kaya Hornby, Toronto Swim Club, she's in 5. Jayla Kuzak of Livonia County Swim Club in lane 6. Rhea El-Kutsi of the Livonia community in lane 7, and Alex Kaufman of the Sandpipers of Nevada in lane 8. Leads with Pero in lane number 2. She's out in a 29.87. Consistently takes this out pretty quick and holds on for dear life. We'll see if that's the same strategy this evening. Looking like that is the case. A strong push from Alex Kaufman in lane 8 as well on the far side, but Pero will have the lead at the 100. She's out 104.70, a bold pace to open things. She was a 2:21.92, has been as quick as 2:13 in her career. Looking to dip back under 2:20 tonight and potentially win this B final. Kaufman out in a 105.65. She had a solid morning swim, 2:23.50, pulling within 0.6 of a second of her PR. And she's out even faster this evening. Kaufman, the 16-year-old out of the Sandpipers of Nevada, in second at the 100. We'll go now to the splits at the 150, and a lot changes on the last 50 of the 200 butterfly. Pero continues to lead. Hornby now in second, tied with Kaufman at that final turn. Fourth is Kosakowska in lane 3. But boy, a absolutely brutally difficult race, the 200 butterfly, where no matter what you've done on the first 150 meters, that might all fall to pieces down the stretch. These ladies are battling all the way, but it looks like Kosakowska in lane 3 is going to take it. 2:18.34, a lifetime best for her by 0.4 of a second. Second goes to Kaufman in lane 8 at a 2:18.81, knocking 4 seconds off of her lifetime best. Huge swim there. And third, a 2:19.09 for Hornby in lane 5, rounding out the top 3 in the B final. Swim fans, make some noise for the A final of the women's 200 butterfly. Introducing your athletes in lane 1, 2024 Scottish national champion in this event from Auburn University, Coco Cruxford. Lane 2, two-time West Junior Championships finalist from Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics, Maya Hetland. Lane 3, 2024 West Juniors champion in this event from Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics, Kelsey Zhang. Lane 4 is the reigning world champion and Olympic gold medalist in this event from Longhorn Aquatics, Summer McIntosh. Lane 5, U.S. Open and National Championships finalist in this event from Longhorn Aquatics, Lindsay Looney. Lane 6, Big West Conference champion in this event from Liga de Bogota, Samantha Bonos. Lane 7, Junior National Champion in this event from Swim Mac Carolina, Caroline Mallard. And in Lane 8, Nevada Sectionals Champion in this event from Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics, Lauren Fanucci. A final at the women's 200 fly. The second fastest woman in world history is in lane number 4. She owns the U.S. Open, Junior World, and Pro Swim Series records. They're all 3 different swims spanning the past year and a half. Does she have some magic in store for us this evening? McIntosh was easily the top seed this morning, 2:08.57 in the prelim. She's out quick, 27.80 for McIntosh to kick things off, right on Pro Swim Series record pace early here. Looney in second at a 28.70, 9/10 of a second behind the lead of the Canadian McIntosh. Both of them trained together at Texas Longhorn Aquatics. Lifetime best 2:01.99 for McIntosh. She owns 4 of the 5 fastest times in world history, just looking for that fastest time. She's out 59.39, some serious speed to open things. Looney out in a 1:01.35, a solid opening pace for her, battling with Kelsey Zhang in lane 3. Zhang out in a 1:02.40, right on PR pace for her. She's been trying to break that 2:10 barrier in the 200 fly recently, a few times right at that line. Could she break on through this evening? But it's Summer McIntosh who continues to dominate the 200 butterfly at a world scale. 131.98 at the 150. Running right now just a little bit on the outside, looking in of her own Pro Swim Series record of 2:04.00. Set exactly a year ago in Fort Lauderdale at the Pro Swim in March of 2025. Summer McIntosh, some serious dominance at a completely different level. She'll take the lead easily to the finish, and she'll win it with a 2:04.72, the fastest time in the world this year by a half a second. And that's the 25th fastest swim in world history. Looney in second at a 2:09.03, and Banyas in third at a 2:11.79, dropping 7/10 of a second. Going a lifetime best for third.
Fastest time in the world this year so far in the 200 fly. It's one of your signature events, Summer. What were you hoping to get out of that race?
Honestly, I was hoping for a bit more than what I just went, but I know 200 fly is something that you'll always learn something out of swimming it. So yeah, I mean, I hope to be a bit faster than that, but I'll look back at my splits and collaborate with my coach and see where I can improve.
We're seeing you swim some events that you haven't had a ton of experience in, and then we're seeing you in some of your best events. What are you hoping to get out of Westmont?
Just get back into racing. I'm excited to race, and I'm getting back into the 200 freestyle, which I haven't swum in so long, and it's one of my favorite events, so I'm really excited for that tomorrow. And then, of course, the 200 IM as well. So just racing reps is really important, and see where I kind of am in my training.
Thanks so much, Summer.
Thank you.
All right, our next event number 14, men's 200 meters butterfly. This is your B final.
Take your marks.
Introducing your B finalists in lane 1, California Aquatics, John Thurman. Lane 2, out of Mission Viejo, Yuzil Morales. In lane 3, Orange County Gold's Oliver Gray. In lane 4, from Scarlet Aquatics, Dare Rose. Lane 5, from Australia, Harrison Turner. Lane 6, from Swimming Canada, Aiden Kirk. 7 is Mexico's Rafael Arispe. And in lane 8, from Swimming Canada, Zach Parise. Dare Rose has got the lead. He's out 26.07. He was a 2:01.6 this morning. Both Rose and Turner have been well under 2 minutes before a handful of times in their careers. And they differentiate themselves early. A push from Morales as well in lane 2. And those will be 1, 2, 3 at the 100. But it's Rose with the lead, 56.64. For the Scarlet Aquatics 23-year-old, leading the 22-year-old Aussie in 5 by 0.2 of a second. Morales 0.4 of a second back, swimming with that Mission Viejo cap. 57.0 for Morales at the 100, 56.8 for Turner. Final turn for our B final. And it's more of the same. Rose continues to lead. Morales actually jumping up into second place. He outsplit Rose by 0.2 of a second on that third 50. Could he do enough damage to take the B final win here late? Rose holds the lead for now. Harrison Turner is trying to push in there late, as is Aiden Kirk, but it's going to be Dare Rose, 2:00.99. Harrison Turner in second, 2:01.30, and then Rafael Arispe in third, 2:01.85 with a blistering 31.9 on that final 50 to jump into third. Please make some noise for the A final of the men's 200 butterfly. Swimming in your A final in lane 1, World University Games champion in this event a year ago from Aquajet swim team, Jack Dahlgren. Lane 2, a Junior Nationals Championship finalist in this event from Swim Mac Carolina, David Salmons. Lane 3, a 7-time World Championships gold medalist from Mission Viejo, Trenton Julian. Lane 4, the 200 free World Championship finalist last year from California Aquatics, Gabriel Jett. Lane 5, bronze in this event at the 2025 Junior World Champs from MAAC Swim Club, Berk Irtak. Lane 6, Junior World Championships finalist in this event from Swimming Canada, Anton Semenya. Lane 7, silver in the 800 free at last year's European Championships from California Aquatics, Lucas Ando. And in lane 8, U.S. Open champ in the 200 freestyle from New York Athletic Club, Luke Hobson. A final of the men's 200 butterfly.
Take your mark.
Pretty tightly bunched field in the prelims. All but one dipping under that 2-minute mark. Shooting below 86. The cut line to get into the A. Gabriel Jett, the top seed out of California Aquatics at 157.45. Early, however, it's Trenton Giuliano in lane 3. He's out 25.51. Giuliano has been as blisteringly fast as a 154.22 before in his career, making him the 25th fastest man in world history. Some territory that very few can even smell. Giuliano has been there a number of times. He's challenged on this second 50 by Gabriel Jett, who is out in second by 0.4 of a second at 25.95. Jett has also been in the 154 range. He's out 54.75, right on something at that 155 type pace. Difficult to hold off any Chargers late. We'll see if he's up for the task. Ertuk in lane 5 in 4th, Semeniuk in lane 6 in 3rd, but it's Jett and Giuliano that are battling in the lead in lanes 4 and 3. Gabriel Jett at 28.80 on that second 50 and building. 123.90 at the 150. He's on pace for something in the low 154 range now. Fastest in the world this year is Jett's 156.44 from just a few months ago to kick the year off in Pro Swim Series fashion. Is he going to go 2 for 2 in the 200 butterfly? It's certainly looking like that. How fast is he going to go is the question. What a swim from Gabriel Jett. He'll hit the wall at a 155.07. Fastest in the world yet again. Second is Trenton Giuliano's 158.07. And Anva in third at a 158.18. A best for him by a full second. Rounding out your top 3.
Gabriel, that was less than a second of your personal best in that swim. What were you happiest with? And tell me about that middle 100.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking about my buddy Lars back home. Shout out Lars, he's a breaststroker, and he and I have been talking about being present and just having fun with swimming, which is something I've been practicing, so that's something I want to do there. And yeah, just press the middle 100. That's something I practice in practice, so I don't know, I was able to do it. It's a pretty good time. I'm happy with it.
How do you keep it so fun?
Just smile, you know. That's all you got to do.
What does that time tell you about where you are in your training?
I'm in good shape. I've been training pretty well. I've got a good group of pros back home. Lucas, Jack, Dan, Leia. Shout out my training partners. I don't know, man. I'm in good shape. I'm happy. You know, I'm having fun.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next event of the evening, event number 15, women's 50 meters backstroke. This is your B final.
Take your marks.
50 backstroke B final. Antonio in lane 1. Stanislavljevic in 2. Sensores in 3. Harvey in 4. Burton in 5. Poplawski in lane 6. Krieger in 7. And Linares Dazos in lane 8. 29.68. That's where the cut line landed in a very quick morning session on the women's 50 backstroke. Tightly bunched all the way to the touch they go, and the win is coming out of Poplawski's lane, lane 6. 28.47 for Indiana Swim Club's Anna Poplawski. Time to meet our A final of women's 50 backstrokers. Swimming in lane 1, 2022 World Championships bronze medalist in the 200 backstroke. Swimming for Wolfpack Elite, Ryan White. Lane 2, a combined 14-time gold medalist at the short course and long course worlds, Olivia Smolika. Lane 3 earned bronze at the 2024 Short Course Worlds in the 100 backstroke from Swimming Canada, Ingrid Wilm. Your top seed and 4 national championship finalist in this event out of Aquajet Swim Team, Isabel Stanek. Lane 5 is the reigning world champion and American record holder from Wolfpack Elite, Katharine Berkoff. In lane 6, silver in the 100 fly at the 2024 World Championships from the University of Alabama Swim Club, Tessa Healy. Lane 7, junior Pan American Games champion in the 100 backstroke, swimming for Mexico, Celia Pulido Ortiz. And in lane 8, 200 backstroke silver medalist at the 2022 World Champs from Wisconsin Aquatics, Phoebe Bacon. A final of the women's 50 backstroke.
Take your marks.
Isabel Staden threw down a 27.42, a lifetime best by a quarter second. She's taken on the American record holder, Katharine Berkoff, who has been under 27 before in her career. Could she do it again? potentially this evening with even more history. Berkoff looks to have a slight edge, but Staten right there battling all the way to the finish they go. Here's the touch. It's a 27-24. Berkoff wins it. Staten in second with another huge swim. 27-29 for her. And those are the two fastest women in the world in 2026 by 0.4 of a second. Third going to Pulido Ortiz with that 27.88. Now only the fourth woman in the world to break 28 this year.
A thrilling finish there in the women's 50 back. Katharine, we have seen you touch the wall first. It doesn't matter how tight that race is. What were you happiest with when you realized you won?
I just feel like I had really good power with my stroke, and that was the adjustment I was trying to make tonight, so felt really clean, and I was happy with that.
7 Olympians in that field. How much does that push you?
I mean, backstroke is so stacked right now. I think it's a really cool thing to be a part of, so always an honor to race those girls.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Keeping things moving, our next event number 16, men's 50 meters backstroke. Up first, B final.
Take your marks.
So into the B final, Pratt in 1, Rincon in 2, Long 3, Blackson Dunbar 4, Camacho Gonzalez in 5, Becento in 6, Dummett in lane 7, and Marana in lane 8. 26.43 down to 25.85. No rest for the weary. These guys are moving quick. Lane 6 with that edge. Guillermo Diaz Mese Becento. He takes it 25.64. Winning the B final by 1/4 of a second. Miles Blackson Dunbar in second with that 25.89. Introducing your A final of men's 50 backstrokers. In lane 1, Horizon League Conference champion in the 100 backstroke 2 weeks ago from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, Sam Lawrence. Lane 2, Canadian World Championship Trials 100 free winner last summer from Swimming Canada, Ruslan Gaziev. Lane 3, 2-time U.S. Open Championship finalist from Bermuda, Jack Harvey. Lane 4, your top seed, the U.S. Open bronze medalist in the 100 backstroke, swimming for Auburn University, Ivan Tarasov. Lane 5, B finalist of the SEC Championships in the 100 backstroke from Auburn University, Kalle Mäkinen. Lane 6, national championship runner-up in the 50 breast and 50 butterfly from MA Swim Academy, Michael Andrew. Lane 7, Tier Pro Championships runner-up in this event last year from Hinsdale Swim Club, Grant Baczynski. And Lane 8, World Championship finalist in the 200 backstroke last year from Swimming Canada, Blake Tierney. A final of the men's 50 backstroke.
Take your marks.
Top seeded 8 guys in the 50 backstroke. Only one person who's been sub 25, Johan Antoy-Burard, at the first Pro Series of the year, won a 24.94 rather. Can we see somebody else break 25? Looks like Tarasov in lane number 4 has the edge to the touch. He'll get it, 24.90. The fastest man in the world in 2026 is right there in lane 4. Michael Andrew in second at a 25.23. And Mäkinen in third at a 25.33. Your top 3 led by Tarasov. Making their way to the pool deck right now. The next event is event number 17, women's 400 meters individual medley. This is your B final.
Take your marks.
B final of the women's 400 IM. Fernanda Elizondo Cabrera of Mexico in lane 1. Jayla Kuzak of Lavonia Community Swim Club, she's in lane 2. Julie Cavalcanti of Sporting Jacks Aquatic Club, she's in lane 3. Lane 4 is Riley Hutchinson of the Pleasanton Seahawks. Your leader at the 50 is in lane 5, Laura Sofia Melo of Liga de Bogota. And in lane 6, Swim at Carolina's Annie Zhu. Second at the 50, Adrian Schadler of Club Wolverine, and then Aaron Griffiths of Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics in lane 8, rounding out your B final. Laura Sophia Malo in lane number 5, leading the way early. Malo was a 5:01.20 in the prelim session. After 50 meters of backstroke, more of the same. However, the lead's a little bit thinner. Melo a 38.6 on the first 50 meters of backstroke. Cavalcanti in lane 3 in second. She goes out in a 37.9. Cavalcanti a 5:01.73 in the morning, 4:54.56 her lifetime best. Cavalcanti has been moving quick recently, continuously improving almost every single time she swims this. Looking to do more of the same. She's been sub 5 minutes 3 times in her career. Could she make it 4? She's taken the lead at the halfway point. 2:21.01. Right on PR pace for Cavalcanti. Annie Giu of Swim Mac Carolina in lane 6. 2:22.29 for her. She too is right on that PR pace in the 4:54, 4:53 range for your leaders. Cavalcanti continues to lead. Laura Sophia Malo in lane 5, jumping back into the conversation as she goes out in a 42.95 on the breaststroke leg to pull within 0.4 of a second of your leader Cavalcanti. So this is going to become a battle down the stretch of this 100 freestyle finishing leg. Sophia Malo in lane 5 is going to have the work to do of a 1/4 second. That's how much separates your 2 top times at the 300. Annie Giu was the next closest, but it was a full 2 seconds between her and your leaders heading into the freestyle. Giu definitely has the closing speed to throw down on that final 50 when she won her lifetime best at the Canadian Swimming Trials last June. She came home in a 31.5. Is she going to do that again? Riley Hutchinson is the big split of the first leg of the 100 freestyle. 33.43 for her. And Hutchinson still a 1.5 seconds back, but may have the work already decided for her because the kick was turned on to another gear for Cavalcanti in lane 3. And she's going to win the B final, 4:55.88. Cavalcanti another time sub 5 minutes, a solid swim. 4:57.19 for Malo in second. And Hutchinson in third at a 4:57.72. Making their way to the pool deck right now, the A final of the women's 400 individual medley. Swimming in your A final, lead lane 1, a 3-time championship finalist at the Ivy League Champs 2 weeks ago from Walnut Creek Aqua Bears, Stephanie Iannacone. In lane 2, 4-time sectionals champion, including in this event from the Sarasota Sharks, it's Sydney Hardy. Lane 3, a 4-time Brazilian national champion last year, including in this event from Argentina, Agustina Hein. Lane 4, an Olympic silver and bronze medalist in this event from Gator Swim Club, Emma Wyant. Lane 5 earned 5 golds at the World Cup last year, including 2 right here in Westmont from Longhorn Aquatics, Regan Smith. Lane 6 junior world champion in the 800 free in 2023 from La Mirada Armada, Kayla Hahn. Lane 7, the 2024 European Championships silver medalist in the 200 IM from California Aquatics, Leah Polonsky. And in lane 8, 3-time finalist at last summer's TYR Pro Championships from Mission Viejo, Isabel Odgers. This is the A final of the women's 400 IM.
Take your marks.
A final 4:58.10, headlined by Emma Wyant and Regan Smith. Some serious Olympic hardware in the middle of the pool between the two. Did anyone challenge one of the fastest IMers in American history, Emma Wyant? Regan Smith obviously going to have a very strong opening with that butterfly backstroke combo. Regan, the American record holder in the 200 butterfly and the 200 backstroke, is out in a 28:37. Regan being pushed early. Agustina Hein of Argentina in lane 3 was right there at the 50, continues to be on her hip at the 100. 101.75 for Regan on the way out, 102.38 for Hein, and a 103.81 for Wyant. That's your top 3 through 100 meters. It always seems that no matter how much distance people put between themselves and Emma Wyant, it just is never enough. That breaststroke leg always tends to just reel in the field. Is that going to be the case again this evening? Smith continuing to push very hard on the early stages. 33.23 on the backstroke there. And Regan up on her lifetime best, 438.77 for Regan. Is her PR at the U.S. Open back in 2023. Not an event you see Regan swim very often. And at the halfway point, 209.41 comes back in a 34.43 on the second 50 of the backstroke, and has 4.5 seconds on Hein and 7 seconds on Wyant. Is that enough, or will Emma Wyant make more of the breaststroke than anyone seems to do? Regan just on the outside looking in at the top 20 all-time Americans in this event. And that's some serious dominance when you're in a very off event and you're still almost one of the fastest in American history. Regan continues to lead that first 50 of breaststroke of 41.85, but check that out, Wyant a 39.63 to open the breaststroke leg. Regan continues to be on PR pace, 438.77. her lifetime best. And if she can break that, she's most likely going to be in top 20 all-time American territory. 3:33.06 for Regan, continuing to have a fantastic swim. Still has 100 freestyle. Wyatt has moved up into second. Hine right with her, heading into the freestyle. Wyatt still has closing speed to cash in late here. Can she make it happen? You see Wyatt edging out ahead of Agustina Hine of Argentina in 3. The Gator Swim Club 24-year-old in 4, chasing the Longhorn Aquatics 24-year-old in 5. And Regan and Wyatt have the exact same split to open the first 50 of freestyle, 32-31. Regan continuing to trend towards a lifetime best time. Actually, she's certainly going to be there. How fast is she going to go? Regan Smith is going to touch at a 4:35.79 and becomes the 16th fastest American in history in this event. Hine finishes real strong to outtouch Wyatt at a 4:38.84, and Wyatt in third at a 4:39.24. A great swim for Smith, and the second fastest woman in the world in 2026.
That is not an event that we often see you swim, the 400 IM, Regan. It's grueling. Did you lose a bet? Why were you swimming that?
I mean, I train with some of the best IMers in the world, and we do a lot of IM work, and my breaststroke obviously needs a lot of work, but I trained for this, so I really just wanted to give it my best shot, and I'm really happy with the best time by 3 seconds.
And not just that, I mean, a world-class time. Would have been top 10 in the world last year. Rowdy says he wants you to swim this now. Any chance that this is getting added to your program?
Not a chance. My breaststroke's so embarrassing, but I have fun doing it, so thanks, Rowdy.
Thanks so much, Regan. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Our next event of the evening, event 18, men's 400 individual medley. This is your B final.
Okay, tear marked.
B final in the water, men's 400 IM. Tristan Pritzler of the Dayton Raiders in lane 1. Rafael Arispe of Mexico in 2. Eli Sweet out of Swim Mac, Carolina in lane 3. Ian Haitian of Blue Dolphins in 4. Gabriel McIntosh of Sandpipers of Nevada in lane 5. Max Vega Cuevas of Mexico in 6. Peter Whittington of Badger Swim Club is in 7. And Dylan Spooner out of Indian River Aquatics in lane 8. Arispe Arriaga in lane 2. Out with the early lead, 28.02 for the Mexican 18-year-old who was a 4:34.85 in the prelims. He's been quite a bit quicker in his career at 4:25.96. But a little bit off of that pace early here. It's both of the Mexico swimmers, Vega Cuevas and Arispe Arriaga, out in the lead. 59.6 for Cuevas in lane 6 and a 1:00:48 for Arriaga in lane 2. Halfway through the backstroke, and the lead has swapped hands once more, right back to Arispe in lane 2. A 34.1 for him on the first 50 of the backstroke. Outsplitting the rest of the field by quite a bit. Next closest was Ian Hayson in lane 4. Out of the Blue Dolphins, Hayson a 34.9. Mexico 1-2 at the halfway point. 2:09.0 for Arispe and a 2:09.4 for Vega. Next closest, Eli Sweet out of Swim Mac, a 16-year-old, a 2:10.83 at the 200. About a second and a half off a lifetime best pace. His junior national swim from 2025, 4:24.99. That is his lifetime best performance. Earned him a championship final swim. And yet again, another new leader. Vega in lane 6, 37.7 on his first 50 meters of breaststroke, leading his countrymate Arispe by half a second. Vega continues to lead and now up to 2 seconds. Ian Hayson in lane 4 moved into second. 3:26.89 at the 300 for Hayson. 3:24.9 for Vega. Final turn and the lead has closed, but only by a quarter second. Max Vega on his way to winning the B. Looking at something in the 4:26, maybe 4:27 range, which would eclipse his morning swim by 4 or 5 seconds. He'll take the win all the way to the touch, and he'll go a 4:25.77. Solid final 50, coming home in a 29.7. A 4:27.28 for Hayson gets under his seed by a full second. And third is Eli Sweet's 4:28.77. Swim fans, make some noise. It's the A final of the men's 400 IM. Introducing your A finalists in lane 1. Junior Nationals Championship finalist in this event from La Mirada Armada, Anthony Dornoff. Lane 2, a World Championships silver medalist in the 200 IM from Longhorn Aquatics, Shane Casas. Lane 3, a 3-time Olympic gold medalist from St. Petersburg Aquatics, Bobby Fink. Your top seed in 4, the Olympic bronze medalist in this event from New York Athletic Club, Carson Foster. Lane 5 TYR Pro Championships finalist in this event, Grant Sanders. Lane 6 Toronto World Cup finalist in this event, representing Team Pittsburgh, Max Mattiazzi. Lane 7 2022 Junior World Champion in the 400 free, swimming for Brazil, Stefan Stevering. And in Lane 8, North Carolina Senior Champs winner of the 200 and 500 free from Swim Met Carolina, Santi Alzate. A final of the guys, 400 IM.
Take your marks.
What a stacked final to kick off a triple threat of A finals to round out our first flight through this night number 2. A final of the 400 IM, then the A finals of the 100 freestyles, all of them star-studded with top flight talent. Shane Casas, no exception to that rule. One of the best IMers in American history. Casas out in a 25.05. This morning, Shane was the 5th fastest at a 4:27.08, which technically is 75 seconds faster than his lifetime best coming into this meet. It also helps that he hasn't swum the 400 IM long course in almost 14 years. But he's making his name known in the IMs of all distances. And right now he continues to lead out in a 55.37 at the 100. Casas was out 59.0 in the prelims, so a much different approach this evening. He had Foster by half a second at the 100. Foster takes over after 50 meters of backstroke, down in a 32.8. Carson Foster, 4:06.56, his lifetime best. One of 2 guys in the field to dip under 4:10 in their career. Of course, Foster, the bronze in the 400 IM at the Olympics in 2024. A number of medals at the World Championship stage. Most recently, that silver in the 200 IM at the World Champs in 2024. He leads at the 200 by a second and a half ahead of Casas. Foster out 2:00.46, right on something in maybe the 4:13 to 4:15 range early, which puts him in threatening distance of Leon Marchand's top time in the world this year of 4:13.21 from our first pro swim of 2026. Casas still in second, Bobby Fink in third. And it sounds like a broken record to say, never count Bobby Fink out. Too many have been caught doing it, and they find themselves one step lower on the podium than they thought they were going to earn, as Fink flies on the final 50. Foster, 35.3 on his opening 50 meters, back in a 35.6, a 110.9 on his 100 breaststroke leg, 3:11.49. Foster is having a fantastic race, as is Casas. Carson Foster, 8th fastest man in world history with his 4:06.5 from the 2022 World Championships. Casas in second, Matianzi in lane 6, also having a magnificent swim of his own in low 4:20 territory. He's battling Bobby Fink late, and we've all pointed out what that could mean. We'll see if it's more of the same for Fink and Matianzi, but it's Foster with 5 seconds on Casas, who's built himself an insurmountable lead, and he'll take that lead to the final 5 meters and win it, punching the wall at a 4:09.49. What a swim from Foster, fastest in the world in 2026, eclipsing the world record holder Leon Marchand. And that's one of the top 100 swims of all time from Foster. Fastest in 2026 and fastest this evening. Casas with that 4th 16:37 continues to drop time off of his lifetime best in droves. Another 10 seconds off this evening. And sure enough, Bobby Fink makes the pass on the final 50 with a 28.2 to go at 4:21.57.
The fastest time in the world this year in the 400 IM by 4 seconds. Carson, when you touched the wall, you kind of took some deep breaths. What'd you make of that swim?
It was good. I really liked having, my teammate Shane in there, because I know, how fast he is and how good he can be in that event. So I knew it was going to be a tough one tonight, and something I've been working on is trying to take it out faster, and I think he was there to kind of get me out a little bit. I don't know what the splits were, but I'm proud of that.
We also have seen you do the 200 breaststroke here and had a really strong swim there. The breaststroke leg looked really good as well. How much has that been a focus for you in your training?
It's definitely been a focus. Ever since last June, Bob's had me really focus on that at least 2 or 3 practices a week exclusively, and so it's nice to see the results kind of coming from that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Still very much speed ahead of us. 100 freestyle finals, which we settled last night with those 2 semifinals. Those will be contested momentarily. Don't go anywhere. Some of the fastest sprinters in history to take to the water right up next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for some more swimming speed. Up next, the A final of the women's 100 freestyle. Introducing her finalists in lane 1, Olympic bronze medalist in the 100 backstroke from Wolfpack Elite, Katharine Berkoff. Lane 2, 2023 World University Games bronze medalist in this event from the University of Alabama Swim Club, Kalia Antonio. Lane 3 became the first woman to ever break 50 seconds in the short course 100 free at the World Cup a year ago from New York Athletic Club, Kate Douglas. In lane 4, the American record holder in 2016 Olympic gold medalist in this event from Longhorn Aquatics, Simone Manuel. Lane 5, the reigning world junior champion in this event and national age group record holder from Laker Swim, Riley Smith. Lane 6, the Canadian Open champion in this event from Swimming Canada, Taylor Ruck. Lane 7, the U.S. Open silver medalist in the 200 and 400 freestyle from Indiana Swim Club, Anna Poplowski. And in lane 8, an NCAA championship finalist in the 200 free a year ago from Swimming Canada, Brooklyn Deathrite. Final of the women's 100 freestyle.
Take your marks.
Women's 100 freestyle, Manuel the top seed with that 54.01. Watch out, Riley Arisman is on verge of history. 52.79, her lifetime best. Came at the Junior World Championships, the national age group record, mere hundredths of a second off of the Junior World record. Already to the far end of the pool, Arisman with the lead ahead of Manuel. It's Douglas, rather, though, that gets there first. 25.64 for Douglas on the opening 50 meters. Ruck in second, 25.91. Manuel in third, 25.95. A star-studded final of 100 freestylers. Douglas continues to hold the edge as they come to the final 5 meters. Look out, here comes Arisman, late to the touch they go. It's Douglas, 53.45. Arisman in second at a 53.54. And Manuel, 53.88, ties with Ruck in third.
An incredible 100 free final, Kate. Walk me through your strategy for that race and how you're able to get your hand on the ball first.
Yeah, I mean, that race is definitely a tight one. I only really breathe to my right, so I feel like I was able to kind of use that to go out pretty fast the first 50, and then obviously I couldn't see Simone or Riley on the second 50, so I was really just putting my head down, trying to finish as fast as I could.
You had a double tonight, challenging double, and you do that to yourself. How do you assess where your body is, where your training is at this point of the season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm pretty tired from training, but wanted to come here and just kind of see where I was at. I feel like this is kind of a good starting point for the rest of the season. And yeah, definitely some tough doubles, but pretty proud of myself for doing them.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Still one more final this evening, and it's potential record territory yet again because the pro swim record was lowered a day ago in the prelim session by Chris Giuliano with that world-leading 47.38. Next closest person in the world in 2026, almost a full second behind Giuliano. We'll see if he can do it again in just a few moments in the men's 100 free. Swim fans, make some noise. It's the last final of the night, the men's 100 freestyle. Swimming in your final in lane one, a world championship finalist in the 100 butterfly last year from Australia, Matthew Temple. In lane two, a U.S. Open and National Championship finalist in the 50 free from Indiana Swim Club, Matt King. Lane three, a World Championship and Commonwealth Games silver medalist from Swimming Canada, Ruslan Gaziev. Lane four, part of the Olympic gold medal winning 4x100 freestyle relay from Longhorn Aquatics, Chris Giuliano. Lane five, a two-time Olympian out of California Aquatics, Brooks Curry. Lane six, Olympic bronze medalist in the 200 freestyle from New York Athletic Club, Luke Hobson. Lane seven, a five-time Bahamian national champion in the 100 free, Lamar Taylor. And in lane eight, NCAA championship finalist in the 200 and 500 free a year ago from Australia, Charlie Hawk. Final of the men's 100 freestyle.
your marks.
Chris Giuliano, 47.54 in the semifinals, 47.38 in the prelims to throw down that new Pro Swim Series record. He's your top seed in lane 4. Brooks was the next fastest, Curry in lane 5, a 48.36 in the semifinals. Giuliano out quick, already a half a body length on the rest of the field, out in a 22.58 under Pro Swim Series record pace at the 50. 23.0 for Matt King of Indiana Swim Club in lane 2. Curry was half a second back from the lead of Giuliano at the 50 and a 23.08. Can Giuliano keep up that pace all the way down the final stretch of this 100 freestyle? The record of 47.38 for Giuliano. Here he comes to the touch. It's a 47.84. Giuliano wins it. Curry in second at a 48.24. And third goes to Matt King at a 48.26.
Three fantastic swims in the 100 free, Chris. What were you happiest with in that final and when you touched the wall?
Yeah, I mean, I got to look at the splits, but I mean, it really hurt coming home. Yeah, well, I'll have to reevaluate after I cool down.
But all three swims still would be the fastest time in the year so far. Where do you feel like you are in your training? What have you learned here in Westmont?
Yeah, I mean, that prelim swim, I'm really happy with that. Definitely feels really good to get back down there. This year, you know, I'm really trying to get back to my standards, so.
Congratulations. Seems like you're there.
Thank you.
Back to the top of our event order we go. Back through with the C finals this time. Women's 100 breaststroke C final. C final of the women's 100 breaststroke. Amanda Valenkas in lane 1. Taylor Bennett in 2. Catherine Warkentin in lane 3. Sedona Stratton in lane 4. Hannah O in lane 5. Kia Mesakonkola of Auburn in lane 6. Olivia Powell in lane 7. And Kia Alert in lane 8. "50 meters down. It's Mesakonkola in lane 6 with the lead, 33.28 for her. A solid lead indeed. Almost a full second ahead of second, which was Sedona Stratton in lane 4. Stratton at 1:14.4 in the prelims, which is about a second and a half off of her lifetime best. Metsacola in lane 6. Looks like the lead may have been taken by Stratton. No, it's Taylor Bennett that makes the move late. Up 39-1, coming back to go 1:14.07 and take the C final. Our next event, event number 12, men's 100 breaststroke. C final. Jackson Bates in lane 1, Julian Callender in lane 2, Ian Hayson in lane 3, Tobin Uo in lane 4, John Wulez in lane 5, Grant Sanders in 6, Thomas Neal in 7, and Yusuf El Kamash in lane 8. Tightly bunched as they go into the flags, but Uhl makes the move late and takes the win. 102.86 for Uhl, his first time under 103. A solid day for the Yellow Jacket in 4, winning the C final. Our next event of the evening is event 13, women's 200 butterfly. C final. Angelica Mom of La Mirada Armada in 2. Emery Vanna of Sandpipers of Nevada in lane 3. Sarah Langer of Club Wolverine in 4. Isabella Chavez Varela of Mexico in 5. Daniela Linares Donzos, her teammate, in lane 6. Chavez Varela in lane 5 of Mexico leads at the 150. Second and a half on Emery Vanna of the Sandpipers. Sarah Langer in lane 4 is really making some moves on this last 50, but it looks like Isabella Chavez Varela in lane 5. We'll take the C final, and she'll do it with a 2:20.15. This is men's 200 butterfly C final. Jared Coy of Corvallis Aquatic Team in lane 3, and Anthony Dornoff of La Mirada Armada in lane 4. Dornoff's going to win it with a 2:05.24. Coy in at a 2:08.88. Next event of the evening is event number 15, women's 50 backstroke. C final. C-final on its way. Bree Smith in 1, Sophie Shaw 2, Madeline Moore 3, Annie Rose Bullock 4, Chloe Slenta in lane 5, Romy Kirby in 6, Corinna Miller in 7, and Kate Van Reen in lane 8. Slight edge for Islanda in lane 5, it looks like. To the touch they go. That's the case. 29.77. Islanda wins the 50 backstroke C final. Back down to the far end of the pool we go. Event 16 now, the men's 50 backstroke. C final. The unit 1, Alexander Sadowski in lane 2, Braden Jones 3, Andreas De Silva in 4, David Bajwa in lane 5, Denza Sinekal in 6, Peyton Barch in 7, and Zovan Mijanovic in lane 8. Pretty tightly bunched. It looks like Sinekal's going to get it. No, De Silva does. 26.68, a strong finishing stroke there. 26.73 for Sinekal in second. Bajwa in third at 26.77. Next event number 17, women's 400 individual medley. C final. A trio of Sandpipers of Nevada in lane 3, Isabella Zarkos, lane 4, Catherine Workington, and in lane 5, Alex Kaufman. Workington takes it 5:01.91, winning the C final. $5:12.93 for Kaufman. Zarkos with a 5:16.93. Last event of the evening, event number 18, men's 400 individual medley. C final. Jack Pollard of the Sandpipers of Nevada in lane 4, and Brian Regan Smith in lane 6, or 5 rather. Rounding out your C final, men's 400 IM. Ragamuffin in lane 5 is going to win this C final, 4:38.16, a PR for him. A solid swim. 4:42.43 for Pollard in second, and that rounds out our second night of racing here at the 2026 TYR Pro Swim Series. To all of you in the building and online, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow morning for our third day of competition at this TYR Pro Swim stop in Westmont.